Progress is not linear. It's not pointing straight up. There's bumps along the progress, a part of the process, a part of the journey towards on the way up. No strings attached. I keep my foot up on their neck, applying pressure to the max. They told me I'll make it far. They told me I'll make it far. They told me I'll make it far. I'm just trapping out the car. I need 100 grand large. Free my homies out of bars. They told me I'll make it far. I'm just trapping out the car. Welcome to another episode of Fresh Bars Real Show. I'm Jabbar Harris. I'm your host and proprietor. And on this week's episode, NBA Finals is here, baby. Let's get it started. Well, before we get to dive into the NBA playoffs, NBA Finals, excuse me. Got a couple of little sports things going on. We want to, just run through a couple of quick notes in the sports world. Devin Haney, boxing, won yesterday, last night, beat Georgia Kambosos. The unanimous decision to unify the lightweight titles. It was an okay fight. I just thought it was okay. It wasn't the best of fights in the world, but it was okay. Now there was other some no names, but there was other fights going on as well. 2 knockouts. I thought those was intrigue. It was 2 other fights. It was resulted in knockouts. So that was entertaining to me. In the tennis world, Rafael Nadal was a historic 14th titles for the men's tennis. For the women's tennis, number 1, Iga Swiatek beat Coco Gauff to win the women's French Open title. So that's going on in the tennis world. And NBA supporting, glad I appreciate the NBA supporting and standing behind the cause that Brittany Griner, the WNBA star for the Phoenix Mercury, she is still being detained 100 plus days in Russia, wrongfully being detained, and just whatever can be done to get her back home as soon as possible. We greatly appreciate that, and I'm glad the NBA players is in the NBA as a whole is standing in support of her and speaking out, things of that nature. So just wanted to get that in there. One more quick note on the boxing world before I move on. Terence Crawford, Earl Spence Jr., the fight that everybody's claiming for, that the people just want and we need, and the fight of the generation, for this generation. Word on the street, things is looking real good for this October, so stay tuned. They closing on the deal. It's going to be for all 4 titles, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's going to be popping, superstars and celebrities. Everybody's going to be there, so they gearing up for that. So right now, look like nothing's standing in the way. The deal should be closing real soon for this October for Terence Crawford and Earl Spence Jr. So we're about to get a fight that everybody's been anticipating for the longest, and with the boxing world and sports world just need in general, like we need to make a fight. So it's gonna be real intriguing. It's gonna be popping. It's gonna be on for that. So stay tuned. A little quick note. I represent my Lakers. You already know. I don't care if Celtics is in the finals. I'm still letting my know Black Lakers is here. We here. And we got titles too. We got 17 of the things just like the Celtics. And I'm going for the Warriors so the Celtics can't get 18 over the Lakers. We got to come back and get that 18 championship over the Celtics. So, but anyway, speaking of Lakers, we introduced our new coach. Darvin Ham. He actually was assistant coach back in the day for a little period of time. When the Lakers, when Kobe Bryant was there, but I believe it was the 2012 season, around that time, 2012-2013 season. He was assistant coach during that time. He'd been around. He got some history. Been around. He played for the Detroit Pistons. He played for the Detroit Pistons back in the day. I don't like bringing up bad news about my Lakers, but they beat the Lakers 2004 NBA Finals with Ben Wallace and Chauncey Billups and Rasheed Wallace and Rip Hamilton and all that crew. And Darvin Ham, he was actually on the team as well. He was out there D'ing up Kobe as well. Just it was a gang of Tayshaun Prince. Everybody was ganging up on Kobe Bryant on the defense. Go back, check the tapes. Everybody was giving. It took a whole team to stop Kobe out there. But he was out there, and he was back before then. They was in the dunk contest back in the day. Kobe Bryant's rookie year, Kobe Bryant took the dunk contest championship. He was actually going back and forth from Kobe Bryant in the dunk contest. So yeah, he got some history with the Lakers, Kobe Bryant. So he's a no nonsense type of guy. He's you might as well say a Mark Jackson type of a coach. You would say somebody that I was going for. Mark Jackson per se. That's what I was really going for. But he's somebody not too far off from Mark Jackson. So I believe we made the right decision with him if he wasn't going the Mark Jackson route. I'm glad he got his first head coach opportunity with us Lakers. So for more, we're gonna go to LeBron James. He's first billionaire athlete. He's the first billionaire athlete to be active and he's the first athlete to be active and be be worth $1 billion. So congratulations to him. So my hats off to him with that. Ain't nothing spade. He's a businessman. He's doing business endeavors. He's doing his thing on the court, off the court. He got a good team around him. So hats off to LeBron James for being the first active billionaire athlete out there. Kudos to him. World playoffs are going on. Good for that. That's going good. Nick Saban for the college football. Nick Saban comments. He's backtracking on that, apologizing, saying he should never single out any schools and anything of that nature. So I really don't know what to make of it. Like I'm glad that he's publicly apologizing because he publicly made those mistakes. Of course, like Jimbo Fisher and Deion Sanders, they not going to be liking him still. They don't want to talk to him no more and things of that nature. He ruined those relationships, but at least he apologized publicly, and so that's all he can pretty much do. He ruined those relationships. It is what it is at the end of the day. Before a little sad note in the college world before we move on. Idaho State assistant football coach Devontae Neal was arrested on first-degree murder charge. Warrant out of Arizona for first-degree murder charge. Just more news about that. The charges is firearm at a structure, drive-by shooting. So it's looking real bad for that guy, but everybody's innocent proven guilty. But as far as the charges, it's not looking too good for him. So stay tuned with some updates about that. Just college football assistant coaches out there, catching bodies and stuff like that. It's crazy. But that's a couple of little news going on in the college world. As we're gonna move on to the Drew, I just want to call my attention to the Drew League. The Drew League that be having out there in LA that be having rest in peace Kobe Bryant was there, DeMar DeRozan, PJ Tucker, James Harden, LeBron James, all tons of Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, all types of greats went there and balled. They leaving Nike and going with Adidas, so that's just weird that's going on. But everybody don't want to be rocking with Nike no more too much. Everybody want to branch out and do other things. That's just something that caught my attention. They've been with Nike for quite some time, and they switching over to Adidas, so that just caught my attention. Speaking of sponsors, things of that nature, need any fresh gear, go to Cash Baby Clothing Brand. Need any fresh clothing, go to Cash Baby Clothing Brand. And any event planning, go to Wild Production Events. Need any event planning, go to Wild Production Events. Now, since we talking about sponsors and people in their fields, let's talk about things in my field. Sports talk. Kevin Durant comments about this, news, sports media, and Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp and even Draymond Green, and it's just about the new wave of the sports media. Like, I agree with these guys are saying. Like, this new wave. We not going nowhere. We here. We talking. We analyzing the game. We gonna give our opinions on what we see. We talking things as they happen in chronological order, as they come along, as these current events, as they occur. When we talking about things as we see as it comes. Yeah, we know that people can still be great, but this last game that you had was an off game. We're gonna call it as that. You played bad the last game that we witnessed. We're going to talk about that. You play the next game that we witnessed. We're going to talk about that. We're talking about things as they come. Current events as they happen. We still respect your greatness as we giving our opinions at the particular game that just took place, and these things is subject to change pretty much. As they come along. So he can get in his feelings about the guys talking about who he want to give like sports credential passes to in his eyes, like who's qualified to be talking about people on his level, at the NBA level, on their game and stuff. Like basically saying if you haven't played at that level, you can't critique the guys at that level. Pretty much, nobody's here for none of that. Like KD, like guys know the game. You didn't have to get to the NBA to understand what's going on and what your eyes can tell you, especially if you played at some type of level. That of course that helps. That gives you an edge. But you people that got eyes and study the game, you can break down the game. You're truly a student of the game without necessarily played at the highest levels. So I'm going to have to disagree with KD, but KD be on the sucker boy stuff, so ain't that new with that. KD, but great player. Still feel like you got ways to go to be, cracking the top 10. You took the cheat code and went to the Warriors and did all that. You ain't doing nothing ever since you left the Warriors. You getting bounced out in the playoffs, getting swept in the playoffs. Yeah, I know my Lakers didn't make the playoffs this year, but at the end of the day, LeBron James still got us another championship over there. In the meantime, the Brooklyn Nets ain't doing nothing, and I predict y'all not to be doing nothing because the culture that y'all building over there, it ain't right. That root, you know what I mean? It ain't right. But that's just my opinions. But I ain't playing the NBA, so who am I? But like I said, I'm glad Stephen A. Skinner Sharp, Skip Bayless, Draymond Green, all fired back at him, letting them know like the sports media, this new wave. We here to stay. We're not going nowhere. We doing our thing, and we allowed to give our opinions out here. If you well qualified or as far as in putting the work in, studying the game, and being a student of the game and things of that nature. So that's just what I want to get off my chest far as sports media talk. And I got a passion for this, and this is what I love to do. And I'm here to stay, and I ain't going nowhere. And I'm gonna give my opinions about the NBA game, the NFL game, and any other sports things that's going on. Especially because I play sports, and I know how it is, and I know what it takes, and I know what I see out there, and especially I'm big on seeing people giving up out there, giving it all. Like I know a lot of people be giving up during the course of the games and not giving it all, so I'm going to call that out as I see it. That's my biggest thing. I want people to be playing for the love of the game and giving it all, playing with a passion. Don't ever lose sight of that, because I'll call you out on that, because that's when we grew up playing this game. You play for the love of the game, play for the passion, and you give it your all. You don't want to get out the game. You want to die on your sword out there. And as soon as you stop playing with that level of passion, you should get out the game. That's just my personal opinion about that. But I think it's time to dive into some of these NBA Finals talk, because the NBA Finals is here. Let's go, baby. Game getting up. About to start now. Just wanted to let y'all know I'm going to be dropping a Fresh Bar Sports episode after, sometime after each game, chronological order of these games. It's two days between each game, so well enough time for, to drop the episode between each game and, breaking down each game as they come along. And, yeah, man, this is it for us. It ain't nothing to do but to break down these NBA Finals games, because this is it. Time to crown the champion. We're here. Game one, Celtics win 120-108 over the Warriors. Jason Tatum didn't have that good of a game. And so some people odds that ain't looking at the stats like okay he got the 12 points, 13 assists. 13 assists look real nice, but like the 12 points, the 13 assists was big for them, was crucial for them to get the W, because at the end of the day he was out there making smart basketball plays, not forcing things. Doing the defenses are always swarming them, wanting really to let Marcus Smart hit the open shots, but that they allowed Jaylen Brown to get loose. Later on, we're going to talk about that. But Jason Tatum was out there. Of course, they wanted to get the ball out of his hands and allow him to be just a passer. And he was making out the right plays. Of course, game two, I expect him to have more than 12 points, to be a little tad bit more aggressive and be a little more quick with his moves. So the little, in his tax to score, because they're gonna be swarming with the double team. So I expect him to make his adjustment as far as just making quick moves to get a shot off before the double team comes, or obviously the double team comes. I do expect him to continue to making the smart basketball plays as well, and seeing if these guys can make these open shots. So he played. He definitely played a good game. Even though he only had 12 points, but the 13 assists was big. I mean. And it really don't even matter, but like for somebody first debut game in the NBA Finals game, he got the record with like 13 assists. I didn't even know Michael Jordan had like 12 assists, Magic Johnson had like 12 assists. A couple players had like 12 assists, but he got 13 assists. That was real big. Guys were making shots. Come on, we're gonna get to. All right, cool. Let's get to it. Like to the fourth quarter, they were just making. They made 9 threes out there in the fourth quarter. Like, come on now, they made more threes than when Warriors made field goals. In the fourth quarter, like the Warriors, they was really bad the last 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. Really, the whole fourth quarter was bad, but the last 6 minutes it really got ugly. But hats off to Jaylen Brown. He started the fourth quarter comeback. He was the one turning the ship. Fourth quarter, he just getting the buckets, doing his thing out there, setting the tone, starting that 10-0 run to get him back. Then Al Horford out there hitting them threes, hitting the mid-ranges out there, doing his thing, coming up big for them. So I'm like, wow, dang. All right, Jaylen Brown, Al Horford turning things around for them. Okay, they really stepped up bigger out there for game one of them. And I understand Al Horford out there playing with the passion. He hungry for one. He's been in the league for years. He thirsty for a ring. He wanted the ring. He out there giving his all. I respect what he's bringing to the table. Now Marcus Smart, he need to step it up. He need to do better. They was out there benching you out there in the beginning of the fourth quarter for like 8-9 minutes out there, because you wasn't playing good. But I expect you to have a better game. Third nerves and things of that nature. Find those different level and stuff like that. I expect you to have a better game too. Marcus Smart out there. So, but you got your hands full out there with Steph Curry. You definitely got your hands full out there with Steph Curry. Now we're gonna get into to the words. All right, I want to start with Steph Curry. You need to step it up, man. You started off real nice, but you need to play great throughout the course of the game, especially in the fourth quarter. You ain't had no field goal the last 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. Come on, man. Steph Curry, you coming up little sometimes, man. And this is when you need it the most. You got to close that game. And you even admitted that you upset that you let one go, that y'all let one go. Y'all know you're supposed to have that. You were supposed to be the closer. And you didn't close. You did not close the game. The last 6 minutes, you did not score a bucket. Come on. Dang, Steph Curry, you got to be better than that. So I expect you to be having a better game, mainly in the fourth quarters when I'm going to be having my eyes real close on you tonight. Bro's coming up real soon, 8 o'clock. I'm going to be zooming in my eyes on at the fourth quarter because I expect it to be a close game, and I expect you to close. I expect Steph Curry to carry on his back and close. So that's what the Warriors need to do in order to get the W, as well as Klay Thompson showing up and being big. He was he was real basic out there, but he's coming back from injury. He got to get his health together. I expect him to be. I expect him to have a better performance. His health, he's still recovering from the injuries as far as in playing at that high level on the defensive end. I don't know how much high level performance that he's going to give us on the defensive end currently due to the fact that he's still recovering from his injuries. Maybe next year We see where he's at as far as the defensive side, but Clay, give it all you got. That's all I can say. Clay, just give it all you got because y'all don't want to mess this opportunity up and get them buckets out there. Be aggressive out there. Let them know, I want to score out there too. Be out there shooting that thing. So, Draymond Green, I need 2016 Game 7 Draymond Green. That was going to win the MVP if they would have got that W. I need that Draymond Green. You need to be out there balling out there. You need to be out there dominating, doing your thing, being real big out there, getting the rebounds, showing the defensive skills out there, and getting a couple buckets out there. Getting those couple, get it from the muscle buckets. And knock a couple shots down. So Draymond Green, I expect you to have a big game tonight too. And the Warriors going to win this NBA Finals. It's going to be like Draymond Green is going to be competing for the NBA the Finals MVP. If the Warriors are going to win the series, because Draymond Green is going to be coming up real big for them in these games to get the W. It's going to be coming on Draymond Green's shoulder. Steph Curry, Draymond Green's shoulder is what it's going to come down to, in my opinion. But Draymond Green is going to have a lot to say in the Warriors winning this NBA Finals. Andre Iguodala, this is it for you, man. This is your last run, guy. Give it your all. Do what you got to do out there, especially on the defensive end. They're going to be needing you. For the couple minutes that they give you out there, I need you to make some things happen out there. Get some strips, get some turnovers out there, and make a couple threes out there like you was doing out there. Make a couple threes out there, and be that 3-and-D guy out there that they need for the couple minutes that they throw you out there. Jordan Poole, you new to this pool party. It was different. You got your world was shocked. It was things was real different for you, but you know what to expect. How they playing you, and you already know the intensity that you need to bring to this game too, because they finals, it's time to crown the champion. Everybody's balling out here. Everybody's giving it all out here. People's out there not playing around. They out there focused. They doing all the little extra the little 1-2 plays, the one and more plays. So he knows what to expect. So he should. I don't expect too much from him, but he should have a better game than he had in Game 1. That's all I know. Like I said, I did pick the Warriors in 5. And if I'm going to continue to be looking right, the Warriors going to have to win these gentlemen sweep, win these 4 straight. So, like I said, I ain't wavering. I still got the Warriors winning the series. Warriors in 5. We're going to stay tuned, and we're going to talk about these current events as they come, as they happen. And I know Steph Curry is a great player. I know Jason Tatum is a good player. I know, these guys is good players and stuff like that. But y'all play a bad game, I'm going to call it how I see it. And they still respect y'all being the good players that y'all are. But y'all just had a bad game, and we got to talk about it after it happens. That's all. That's all it is in sports media. We just got to talk about the games as they happen, and still respect the greatness as the level of consistency of the greatness shows, and the good games outweigh the bad games. We still considered a great player, or if the bad games start outweighing the good players, the good games, then you're not going to be considered a great player no more. I mean, we just got to kind of with these events as they happen. Like we just got to tell a story out here. We storytellers in the sports world, to telling these stories as they happen and breaking these things down for the novices out there and people for people to casual fans out there to understand what's going on in the sports world. It's gonna be great. Game 2 coming on. Game 8 o'clock coming on real soon. ABC tuned in. Warriors got this game tonight. Warriors in 5. Warriors got this game tonight. Let's get these 4 W's in a row. Steph Curry is going to show up tonight, do his thing, close the game for the Warriors. Draymond Green is going to play big, play MVP type numbers, performance. Klay Thompson going to show up, do his thing. Jordan Poole know what to expect. Andre Iguodala, he's going to give it his all out there. It's going to be real goodie. Let's get this going. Warriors tonight, Game 2. Appreciate everybody. We're going to let this thing cook, let this thing marinate, let this thing bubble up. Stay tuned for some more fresh episodes. Stay tuned for more fresh episodes of the Fresh Bar Sports Show. We dropped it. Don't forget, after each NBA Finals game, we're going to be dropping an episode sometime during the 2 days off before the next game. So expect the Fresh Bar Sports Show episodes after each NBA Finals game. We're going to talk about these things as these happen. Let's go. Appreciate everybody. Stay tuned.